Hello, everyone. I want to show you guys how to format a document. I know last term we mainly turned your essays in using Google Forms. And when we use that platform, there's not really any way that you can format it. You just kind of copy the paste into the box. But now that we're using Canvas and you will be uploading your um, your essays as a file attachment to Canvas, I want to show you guys the proper way to format something like a 5-paragraph essay. Okay, so right here, I'm on Google Docs. If you don't use Google Docs as your preferred platform to write up and you use Microsoft Word instead, that's fine. You can do the same thing in Microsoft Word. But I'll be using Google Docs to show you how to do this. Okay, so you'll notice I took the sample text that that I gave you guys for this is like an example of the different type of customers that someone can find in a supermarket for your category for your classification essay. This example is attached as a link in your outline assignment. But let's say I just finished writing up my essay. It might look something like this. There's a few things that have to be done to correctly format it. The first thing that you'll want to do is make sure that all of your paragraphs are indented. Okay, so you indent a paragraph by clicking at the beginning of it, and you push the tab key. If that doesn't happen, then you can push the space bar 10 times. That is equal to 1 indentation. So I want to do that for all my paragraphs. Here's my second paragraph. Where's my third one? Here's my third one. You want to indent. And the fourth one, let's see. Oh, I missed the second one. Here it is. See, that's why it's important to indent, because otherwise you don't know where the paragraph begins and ends. Yeah, so let's say this one has 4 paragraphs. Yours should have 5, but this one has 4. Okay, so now our paragraphs are indented. There's typically 2 different ways that you can format a paper. It's called MLA or APA. For Bridge to Rwanda, we're going to be using APA. So I'm going to show you how to format a paper using APA. But both methods you need to indent. For APA, you'll want to make sure that your essay is double spaced. So you'll want to highlight the whole thing. You'll want to go over to this symbol here and click double. Now that'll expand it so that your pages are double spaced. You'll want to make sure that you don't have another space after here. If you do, then your paper might look something like this. Add a space after. If you have that extra space, you want to get rid of that. So just say remove space after the paragraph. Cool. Okay, so now you'll want to make sure that you have a title. Okay, be creative with your title. Don't just call it classification essay, because that is boring. I'm going to call this one different kinds of people in a supermarket. Okay, make sure you follow the correct capitalization rules. You'll notice I didn't capitalize my prepositions and I didn't capitalize my articles, but any other noun, unless this article, it's the first word in the title, so you'll want to make sure that it's capitalized. Okay, now it looks pretty good, but there's still some more stuff that we have to do here. This is usually pretty okay if it's just a simple kind of response, but if it is supposed to be an APA, you'll want to make sure that you have a cover page. Now, to add a cover page, and let's just go ahead and name the document different kinds of people. Okay, to have a cover page, you'll want to go here and you'll want to insert, break, page break. That'll give you this whole blank page up here. Now you'll want to go about halfway down into the document, and on your cover page, this is kind of it's supposed to be blank, other than just a few different details, and I'll show you what details you need to include. You'll want to make sure that it's centered. You'll want to type in Bridge to Rwanda Leadership Academy. Above that, you'll want to have a name of your essay. So what did we call it? We called it The Different Kinds of People in a Supermarket. Okay. Then you should have the name of the institution. In this case, we are Bridge to Rwanda Leadership Academy. If you are going to Cornell next year and you're turning something in for Cornell, you'll want to write Cornell University. And then below there, you'll want to just write your name. So my name is Luke Dreiling, okay? Now, like I said, you want to make sure that this is that this is about in the middle of your page. So if we zoom out here, you can see that now it's about in the center of the page. Okay, great. I'm going to zoom back in. Oh, whoops. Okay. Now, there's something called the footer and the header of your page. Okay, in the header, sorry, you'll want to make sure that it's different, and you'll type in the words running head. Okay, and then you'll type in the title, which is what? The different, oh, sorry, you'll want to make it all caps. Remember, this is the APA formatting, all caps. The different kinds of people in a supermarket. Okay. Now, technically, according to APA, you'll want to make sure that this is lower than 50 characters. I'm pretty sure it's lower than 50 characters. I'm not going to count it, but it looks like it's lower. You should probably count yours. If it is more than 50 characters, meaning more than 50 letters, you'll want to come up with an abbreviated title. Okay, so let's say this is more than 50 characters. I'm going to make it abbreviated. I think the different kinds of isn't exactly necessary. People in a supermarket. Maybe different people in a supermarket. There we go. You'll notice since I clicked this different first page that there's nothing here. If I didn't click that box, then there would be something there. It would say the same thing as this. Now you put running head just on the first page. So you'll want to copy this. You have to double click to get into the space, otherwise you can't get there. I'm going to copy it, okay? And I'm going to go down here, and this should be the exact same thing. I'm just going to paste it like that, okay? Different people in the supermarket. Now that'll show up on every single page. You see here on the second page, it shows up there as well. Yeah, and that is how we do APA formatting. Now, technically, APA formatting, if we're going to get really specific, needs to be size 12 font. So I'm going to change it to size 12 and Times New Roman. Okay. Now I'm going to go here and I'm going to make the rest of my paper size 12 font and Times New Roman. Okay. You'll notice here it didn't change because I marked a different first page. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and change the font to Times New Roman, size 12. And now I don't have to do that for every single page because it's the header. It automatically does it. Okay, and this paper is now, well, not quite. We need to add a page number. I'm going to go to Insert, Page Number, Top. I'm not sure why it's starting there. Let's see. Insert, Page Number, More Options, Show on First Page. Starting at 1. Okay, apply. Oh, it's because this. How can we get that over there? I've always struggled with figuring this out on Google Docs. Um, so if you're having a difficult time with it, don't worry, you are not alone. On Microsoft Word, it's much easier though. Okay, so this is what this should look like. Um, yeah, and like I said, it's a bit confusing on Google Docs, but if you use Microsoft Word, then it should be a bit easier and a lot of the same. It's all pretty much the same thing. But yeah, so this is what a paper in APA format should look like. Okay, we have the running head, which is different people in a supermarket. All right, we have our page number here. The page number, make sure it's in the top right corner of your page. This is called the cover page. This whole first page is the cover page. And the only thing that needs to be here is the different kinds of the title, okay? Bridge to Rwanda Leadership Academy, okay? And then you put your name, all right? There's nothing else on that page. Then we drop down here and we have the running head. Notice it doesn't say running head anymore, okay? But it's just what was in bold. Make sure it's all caps. We have our page number in the top right. Now you'll notice here, what do I have? The title, the same exact title that is on my cover page. So you'll want to make sure you write your title twice. And then we start off writing our paragraphs. Each paragraph is indented, okay? There's no space between them. I'm in size 12 Times New Roman. And this is what APA paper should look like. Notice it's very clean, it's very organized. And this is the type of paper, this is the format that we'll be using. When we start getting into research papers and literary analysis, anytime you guys have to give a source, like if you did research and you found information on another website, you'll want to make sure that you have a works cited page, okay? So some of you might actually end up doing that for this assignment. If you do that, I'm going to say insert page break, okay? And at the very top here, you'll want to center the title. You'll want to call it references. I'll take off my caps lock. References, okay. I'm going to change that to size 12. New Roman. And then if you do have any references, you'll want to make sure that you list them here in alphabetical order. There's a particular way that you'll have to actually give a reference, like if you used, let's say you found a website, www. whatever it is. That's not how you sort cites that. You have to actually give the author's name, the name of the article, the year it was published, yada yada. And I'm not going to go into specifics about that right now because we will go into more detail about that later. But if you do use sources, maybe do a little bit of research on how to use APA citations for both in-text citations and for your reference page, okay, which is this. But if you don't have that figured out right now, I'm not going to bark that against you because I know that you guys haven't learned that yet. But just so you know, we will be learning more about that in the coming weeks. The main thing I wanted you to take away from this is how to do all this other stuff up here, okay? Hopefully this was helpful. Please reach out to your tutor if you have any questions, or you can reach out to me as well if you have any questions. Like I said, if you're doing this on Microsoft Word, it's very similar. A lot of the same options up here, a lot of the same names. I find it actually a bit easier on Microsoft Word. Okay, now let's say you did it on Google Doc and you want to upload it, because you can't upload a Google Doc onto Canvas. You just go here, File, Download, and you can either download it as a Microsoft Word document or as a PDF document. Either is okay. I wouldn't do any of those other ones, but Microsoft Word, PDF, let's say I want to do PDF, it'll download, and then I can just take this file and upload it to Canvas, and that's how you do it. Okay, hopefully this was helpful. Please try to do this. I know you guys didn't do it for this week for your argumentative essay, which is fine because I didn't ask you to do it that way, but I would like you for week 2 for your classification essay to try to format your essay in this way. takes like 5 or 10 minutes, especially once you know how to do it. It won't take very long after that. Okay, enjoy. I'm excited to read your essays.